Hi, my name is Josh. I'm 18, and for as long as I can remember, I've been playing music in some form, whether it was taking the pots and pans out of the cupboard to make a drum kit, or dressing up as Elvis and playing my toy guitar. Music was my thing. There's one memory though that stands out above the rest. I was 3. My eyes were set on the makeshift stage and mic. When I saw the opportunity, I ran as fast as my little legs would carry me, right up to the mic. Once it was in my hands, I didn't hold back, belting out a rendition of Hit the Road Jack. It was my first public interaction with music, and it was an exhilarating experience that I'd never felt before. As the years went on, I started taking performance opportunities such as a Stedfords with the school choir, and eventually I entered Currumbin's Got Talent when I was 9. And there it was, that same feeling that I had when I was only 3 years old. I was sure that this was what I was meant to do, and my confidence rose steadily to the point at which I started to feel confident on stage. In fact, I even decided to start learning drums so that I could be more than just a singer, even though my parents would have preferred me to learn guitar. As a result, I took on the role of the percussionist in the school band, much to my parents' dismay. Regardless, I was on cloud 9. I had gained enough confidence to not only learn another instrument, but also start entering external local talent competitions, and I felt that I was on top of everything. But of course, these high points in life are often followed by a fall, and that's exactly what happened. After my success in the first school talent show, I entered the second a year later, and the charisma that I started with on stage quickly dissipated as I started to make mistakes and fumble my lyrics. I was devastated at the time, and it did change me. I became more reserved as opposed to the outgoing kid that I was, and I wasn't as keen to get up on stage alone and sing. I started to redirect my focus onto my drumming, which for me was a task I ended up finding incredibly hard, mainly because when I got to high school everyone had more experience, and I felt as if I was lagging behind. Ultimately, when I turned 14, I gave drumming away. All this time, I had kept singing, but it was only something that my close friends knew about. Although now that I'd stopped playing drums, I had no choice but to sing for my music class. I never really got my confidence back, but I loved to perform and decided I wanted to be a full-time singer, to which my mum told me, "Josh, singing isn't going to pay the bills. Pick a real job, and you can always do music in your own time." Reluctantly, I chose to base my subjects for Year 10 around veterinary science, because I knew that somehow I would end up doing music. It was just a matter of convincing my parents. I also managed to choose music and music extension, 2 of the best decisions that I have ever made. It was in these classes that I started to come into my own and gain a further sense of what I wanted to do. After seeing me perform in a couple of school concerts, my parents became much more supportive of my musical endeavours. Then, when I turned 16, I bought an Ashton acoustic and started to write songs. I still remember putting pen to paper on my first song, Hung Up On You. From there, my school music teacher ended up introducing me to the idea of the Bachelor of Popular Music. I was intrigued, and by grade 12 I had a healthy number of originals to make a folio, as well as a little bit of confidence from my in-class performances. After my audition for the Gold Coast BPM program, I started to prepare myself to study law, because I knew I had a place there and I didn't think that my audition was the best. But here I am, and excited to be here. I can't wait to see what will happen next.